Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to unpack a term that's been buzzing all over the software world, and it's totally changing how we think about writing code. It's called vibe coding.
You know, there's this one sentence making the rounds in the AI dev community that just nails it. As long as the vibe is right, the AI will code. I mean, think about that. It's not about perfect syntax anymore. It's all about the feeling. Okay, so let's really get into what this means. So, what is this vibe we're talking about? Well, it's about shifting away from, the really painstaking line-by-line grind of writing logic. Instead, we're moving to a world where our intuition and just our high-level intent are the things that actually drive software creation.
Okay, so check this out. Instead of you having to write out some super complex function, you're basically just describing what you want. You could literally tell an AI, hey, make this UI feel more sleek, or you know what? This whole part feels clunky. Can you smooth it out? And the AI just starts iterating based on that feeling. It's a whole new way of working.
And this really gets at the heart of it. It's a fundamental change in our role as developers. We're not the stonemasons anymore, meticulously placing every single brick of code. Nope, we're the architects now. Our job is to define that grand vision and then trust this incredibly powerful AI assistant to actually do the bricklaying for us.
All right, so here's where things get really interesting. This whole idea completely redefines one of the most basic, fundamental tools we have in programming, the compiler.
I mean, for decades, the path has been super clear, right? You write in a language like C, a compiler crunches on it, and out comes machine code. Simple. But this new path, it's completely different. It starts with just plain old human language, our vibe. And an AI compiles that directly into code that actually works.
And this table really lays it all out. It's a total philosophical shift. A traditional compiler, it needs strict, perfect syntax, and all it really cares about is machine efficiency. But an AI compiler, well, it takes our fuzzy, natural language as input, and its main goal. It's not raw performance. It's about correctly capturing the logic behind the vibe you are trying to express.
Okay, so this leads to a super important question, right? If the AI is our new compiler, what language should it be aiming for? What's the best language for it to actually write?
You might think the answer would be something low-level and super fast like C, but nope. Right now, it's all about high-level expressive languages. Python, for example, is basically the AI's native language. It's been trained on just mountains of Python code. And then you have something like TypeScript, which acts like a safety net, kind of like a contract that makes sure the code the AI spits out actually makes sense. And this is the absolute key takeaway. The target language has to be great at one thing: expressing ideas clearly. Because the AI's main job isn't to figure out how to run on the machine. It's to translate our fuzzy human intent into precise, correct logic. That's the whole game.
But is there a perfect language for this? I mean, a language that almost feels like it was designed, waiting for this exact moment in the future. Well, this is where it gets really cool, pulling a language from way back in the day right into our present. Believe it or not, the real spiritual home for vibe coding might just be a language from all the way back in 1958. We're talking about Lisp. See, Lisp has this superpower. It's called homoiconicity. Now, that's a really fancy word, but the idea behind it is simple and just profound. It means that in Lisp, code is data. And since AI models are absolute masters at generating structured data, like lists or JSON, generating Lisp code is just an incredibly natural fit for them.
And it just gets better. Its syntax is super simple, which means less chance for the AI to mess up or hallucinate. It's built for something called metaprogramming, which lets an AI write code that can actually change itself. And its history is totally tangled up with the history of AI research. So, on paper, it is the perfect target language.
So, why isn't every AI just churning out Lisp code right now? Well, the answer is brutally practical, and it comes down to two words: data and ecosystem. An AI is only as smart as the data you train it on, right? And there are literally millions of times more Python projects on GitHub for it to learn from, not to mention a massive ecosystem of modern libraries it can just plug into.
Okay, so where does that leave us? Well, the future probably isn't about picking one language over another. It's more likely a combination of these ideas, something like a dual-brained AI system.
Just imagine an AI built kind of like a human brain. You've got the creative right brain. That's the LLM that we're all familiar with. It gets our fuzzy vibes and comes up with all these imaginative solutions. But then it's paired with a super logical left brain, a formal system that's all about precision. It rigorously checks and audits the code to make sure it's correct and safe. And a workflow like this, it would give us the absolute best of both worlds. You get all the creative freedom of vibe coding, but it's backed up by the mathematical certainty of a system that verifies everything. The creative, probabilistic genius is kept in check by cold, hard, deterministic logic.
So this whole journey, right, from a fuzzy, vague vibe all the way to a precise, logical piece of software, it actually brings us full circle to this brilliant and kind of funny final translation. So in the Chinese-speaking tech world, vibe coding got this amazing translation, Why bot coding? Now, at first glance, it just sounds like vibe, but the actual meaning of these two characters? Oh, it's just pure genius.
Okay, check this out. Wah is literally that sound of amazement. It's the wow moment you have when the AI's creative side just generates something incredible from your prompt. And ba, that's this super casual word that means something like, let's just do it, or yeah, let's give it a shot. It perfectly captures that iterative, human-in-the-loop feeling. I mean, it's the entire philosophy of vibe coding summed up in 2 perfect syllables.
And that kind of leaves us with one last big question to chew on. In a future where AI has both a creative brain and a logical one, where it can dream up solutions and then prove they're correct, what's left for us to do? What's our most valuable job? Maybe, just maybe, the most important human skill in this new era is just being the one who has a clear vision, the one who defines the vibe.